for Monday, May 13th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to listen. On Mondays, we talk about what the head of Instagram discussed on his Ask Me Anything. Let's jump right into the questions. The first one, how do you stop getting low reach? We all want to know the answer to that. Instagram has promised to start giving more reach to small creators. Here's Adam's answer.
If you're not getting as much reach as you used to, I would first check account status and make sure you're not getting caught up in any safety measure. But if that's not what's going on, I think you might need to try and experiment with new things to share. I know that my reach went down a bunch over the last year, and I've been trying to come up with new things to share. So you're seeing me share my answers to these AMAs as reels. You're seeing me do more advice and hot takes. I got some new content next week coming out where I talk to some creators, trying to find things that are going to resonate with all of you that are also true to what I want to accomplish on Instagram, which is to explain what we do and how we do it. You've got to constantly evolve, and it can be exhausting sometimes. And we're going to continue to do everything we can to show your content to people who are interested in it, because to do so makes them happy, makes you happy, and it's good for us as a business. But on your side, keep experimenting, keep trying new things, double down on what works, and move away from what doesn't.
Let's go on to the next question. How do you get feedback from creators? One really interesting way to get feedback from creators is to look at the comments on Adam Mosseri's posts. That gives you a wonderful insight into what many people on the platform are dealing with. Here's Adam's answer to the question, how do you get feedback from creators?
Lots of different ways. I talk to many in person. I talk to many on Instagram, a lot of the DMs. I get a lot of DMs in my requests folder from creators with strong feedback as well in my comments. Try to get through a lot of it. Try to focus on the signal and ignore the noise, and constantly make Instagram better. We're all trying to do that here.
The next question, is it forbidden to use screenshots of direct messages on your story? That's an interesting question. Instagram isn't going to block you from doing that. You can take a screenshot of any DM and you can do anything with it. I call that the analog loophole, meaning that once you take something offline, whatever you decide to do with it is up to you and no one can really stop you. Is it a good idea to share something that someone sent you in a direct message? That's a different question. Here's Adam's answer to, is it forbidden to use screenshots of direct messages on your story?
Forbidden, no. Probably taboo. And if you do take a screenshot and you're in vanish mode, it will notify the person you're talking to that you took a screenshot. But generally, I wouldn't share something from DMs that you don't think the person would want you to share.
Good reminder in there about vanish mode. If you are using Snapchat for some reason, like you want to make sure that once you send a picture, it is truly gone, you can use Instagram's DM vanish mode, and then you don't have to use Snapchat. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the best feature of Threads and if it's time to stop using hashtags. So stick around. Oh, hey, welcome back. Let's get into the next question. Can we stop using hashtags on Reels, or will it affect views? This is a great question. I personally have been recommending spending more time working on making engaging content as opposed to hashtags. Here's Adam's answer.
You can stop using hashtags on Reels if you want. It should not affect your reach, contrary to popular belief.
What does the data say about hashtags? Well, one of the things that we have on tap here at the Instagram Stories podcast is a hashtag expert. His name is Matthew Pierce, and he has a product called Slay.so, which gives you all the appropriate hashtags that you should be using on your posts. I asked Matthew recently about hashtags, if we should still be using them, or what, and here's what he said.
Hashtags are still one of the best ways to control telling Instagram who it is you want your content to reach and specific niche topics that your content is about. The latest algorithm updates say that Instagram is going to be showing your content to non-followers who are interested in that specific niche topic you cover before expanding your reach to more broader and broader topics. The best way to target those niches is with hashtags.
Thanks, Matthew. If you want to check out more about Slay.so, look for the link in the show notes. The next question, what's your favorite feature on Threads? I will tell you what my least favorite feature on Threads is. It's copying and pasting my tweets from Twitter to Threads so they can be in both places. That is my least favorite feature.
Probably the ability to hide a reply for everyone on something I posted. We want Threads to be a less angry place. and giving you things or tools to block certain words, to be able to hide replies, to be able to decide who can quote post you, allows you to hopefully shape it into something that's a little bit more what you want it to be. And for me, the big one is sometimes I get really angry random hate on a post that I made, and isn't really relevant to what I posted, and I can just hide it from everybody.
And the last question we're going to talk about today, what is the last question you asked Meta AI? I haven't asked Meta AI a question in a while, but here's Adam's.
I like using Meta AI for bedtime stories for my kids. I let them pick the protagonist, so maybe it's a turtle named Mr. Turtle, according to my 4-year-old Elio. And then they get to pick a place, maybe the Amazon. And then I give the prompt along with a moral, something like the importance of listening to your father or the importance of sleep. And then I read them a 3 to 5 minute bedtime story, and they each get one.
I got to hand it to him. That is a fantastic idea, because this way your kid gets a new bedtime story every single night and you don't have to come up with it. I love that. That is going to do it for today's episode. As always, check out links to slay.so in the show notes. And you can also find a link to leave a review in the show notes. If you enjoy this show, the best way to express that appreciation is by leaving a review. So I would greatly appreciate that. Be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, or other things that you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.